Hello, my name is Madeline McDowell, and for my Emerging Media Capstone project, I conducted a comprehensive social media campaign for a pet service company called Home Away from Home. This presentation will take you through the beginning, middle, and the completion of the campaign. Before I get started, I wanted to take the time to dedicate this project to my family, because without them, I definitely wouldn't have made it through this. But alright, let's get down to business. Just starting with a little bit of an outline of what I intend on going over throughout this presentation. We're going to discuss the executive summary, the background of Home Away from Home, the research, strategy and content creation, content and execution, results, and the conclusion of everything. There are a lot of things to go over within each organizational chunk, so let's go ahead and get started. All research projects are started with an executive summary, and this one is no different. If you want to know the short version, listen closely. Throughout this presentation, we will go through the beginning, middle, and end of a social media campaign conducted on behalf of Home Away from Home, a full-service pet care company. Starting with primary and secondary research methods, I looked to find a niche where Home Away from Home's competitors were lacking in the customer experience. Based upon the findings of said research, I conducted a comprehensive Instagram and Facebook social media campaign. Creating content, pushing out that content, and understanding the analytics that came from said content. All the while closely monitoring the KPIs that were set forth at the beginning of this campaign. An analysis on the success of the campaign was completed and is showcased at the end of this presentation, followed by my thoughts on the stability and maintainability of this campaign. You might be interested to know a little bit more about Home Away from Home, since they are the subject of this project. Home Away from Home is a full-service dog boarding company run by Lori McDowell, specializing in in-home pet care in Bel Air, Maryland, offering dog walking, potty breaks, in-home pet sitting, and more. Originating in 2013, Home Away from Home has serviced hundreds of pets and given dog owners the peace of mind they deserve when going out of town. From here, we are going to start with the research. Both primary and secondary pieces of research will be included. Put your thinking caps on because this is where the numbers come out. Let's start with secondary research, as this gives you the best background on the industry at hand. I started out with just wanting to find out some basic information about the pet sitting industry, not only from the side of the business, but from the consumer standpoint as well. I found out a bunch of really awesome things that proved to be beneficial and insightful for Home Away from Home. The pet sitting industry is a rapidly growing market, which reported $60.28 billion spent in 2015, which is up from the $58.04 billion in 2014. It is estimated that $5.73 billion of that is spent on pet services. Pet owners are more enthusiastic and involved in the well-being and care of their pets than ever before. Based on the following data, that is only going to increase. Here is a list of the top actions that pet owners do. Give their pet a Christmas or Hanukkah present, 100%. Consider their pet to have human-like personality traits, 94%. Would be likely to risk their own life for their pet, 93%. Provide daily exercise for their pet, 80%. Include their pet in holiday celebrations, 86%. Take their pet with them on vacation, 67%. All of these stats showcase how important pet care is to people. It's almost on the same level as childcare, because to some of our clients, their pets are their children. This is becoming more and more commonplace. Every year, Pet Centers International does a pet sitting industry forecast, and this reporting is full of the best information on both sides of the industry. Some pieces of information that are especially relevant to home away from home are listed and worth mentioning. 65% of United States households own a pet, approximately 79.7 million homes. This showcases the market size and how that will only increase. New and younger pet owners are increasing year over year. Millennials are taking up the dog owning market. More than 10% of current pet owners are new pet owners, which equates to almost 8 million new pet owners within the last year. Millennials and baby boomers are the two biggest age groups for pet ownership. 35% of all dog owners report some use of pet sitters over a 6-month period. Dog owners using pet sitters has increased significantly over the last 2 surveys conducted. 67% of cat owners report such use as well. Based off of pet sitting business statistics, more than 17 million pet sitting assignments were generated in 2015. 99.6% of all pet sitting businesses are independently owned, and 82.7% of these businesses were owned solely by women. These pet sitters are also social. About 81.9% of them use Facebook, and 31.2% use LinkedIn. These statistics all showcase that the pet sitting industry will continue to grow. This information proved to be incredibly useful to us when coming up with demographics and personas. Pet Sitters International also released their 4 projected trends for the professional pet sitting industry, and it is almost uncanny how their projections align with the social and business strategy of home away from home. Professional pet sitters' use of technology for their business will continue to increase. Professional pet sitters will continue to embrace social media to reach current and potential clients. Professional pet sitters will focus on personalized services and superior customer care to stand out in the growing industry. The professional pet sitting industry will see an increased focus on credentials and certification. This information benefits Home Away from Home because it helps us know that we are on the right track in regards to our business and the trends are following in our footsteps, especially in regards to credentials and certification. Before I dive into even more research that I did for this campaign, let's just do a little bit of an overview. In regards to primary research, the best way for me to judge the competitors of Home Away from Home was to ask them. I utilized Rover.com as a resource to find the competitors of Home Away from Home. The following variables were considered when selecting competitors. They operated within a 15-mile radius of Home Away from Home. In-home care is accepted. Offering a wide variety of care options. Accepting a wide variety of dogs. After competitors were chosen, I reached out via Rover.com Messenger and requested that they participate in a survey which would be used as a research piece in my campaign. Most of the competitors said no, which I found to be surprising. I did have 3 wonderful women offer to participate, and that was invaluable to me. From there, I built out a survey to ask these competitors some questions to help me gain insight to their business that I otherwise wouldn't know. The information on Rover.com is rather comprehensive, but only so much is available just while browsing. I utilized Qualtrics to build a survey that focused on the following sections: background information, insurance information, economic information, and social information. The survey consisted of 31 short answer questions which were emailed to the subjects. The subjects of the survey will be known as the following: Home Away from Home, which is your campaign host; Kelly's Home Away from Home; Furry Coats Resort; and McNulty Dog Vacay. In the chart to the right, you can see the amount of years all of the participants have been in business. I felt this was a good place to start breaking down our key findings due to the fact that a lot of consumers associate length of business with reliability and overall success. Now we will move on to the more nitty-gritty key findings. First, let's take a look at the amenities that each company has in reference to your pet. They are neck and neck within most things. Those amenities are air conditioning, fenced-in yard, extra toys, allowed on the furniture, inside play space, and maybe even a pool. This proves to the consumer that most pet service companies will be able to offer the same amenities to your animals during their stay. One of the key differences between these companies is highlighted in the chart on the right. Those are the amenities that are given to you as the consumer. Your host is who is caring for your animal, and the more abilities and safeguards they have in place as the sole caretaker of your animal is important to take into consideration. Here you can see that Home Away from Home is ahead of the crowd. Daily photos and/or videos, insuring outside of Rover.com, accepting of all size/ages of animals, utilizing meet and greets to judge temperament, the ability to administer medications, and last but not least, obtaining a vet release. Vet releases are important in the case that your animal needs medical attention and you are out of reach. While all these amenities to the consumer and the animal seem amazing, all of that comes with a price tag. In the chart on the right, you'll see the price differences between businesses for in-home pet care. Home Away from Home is tied for one of the top spots in regards to pricing, but if we've learned anything from the previous key findings, you can see why the price would reflect that. While paying $25 for in-home care may sound like a great deal, how do you get a hold of this person? Accessibility and SEO are important in regards to finding the right pet service. Most of Home Away from Home's competitors are strictly on Rover.com or on Facebook as denoted in the chart on the left. Having good SEO and being available to your consumer in as many ways as possible is important for client growth. One way to find out what the consumer wants is to ask them. I compiled a list of all the clients that Home Away from Home has had since its origin and sent them an email similar to one that was sent to the competitors. I requested their participation in a customer satisfaction survey, which consisted of the following: 21 questions reaching the following topics: basic client information and pet information, their happiness and what amenities they enjoyed most, social media, and branding. There were 26 respondents to the survey. With the combination of short answer and multiple choice, clients new and old made their voices heard about the Home Away from Home business. Their feedback was utilized in creating the content that was later posted on Facebook and Instagram. I have broken down that customer feedback into a couple pieces of key findings. In the chart on the left, you will see a breakdown of the services that are used at Home Away from Home. A majority of that is in-home dog boarding, though the other pieces are being steadily utilized. Pets can't communicate with their owners, and sometimes that is the hardest part of being on vacation, not knowing the well-being of your animal. At home away from home, text message updates are important, and you can visualize that based on the chart on the right side of the slide. No customer thought that text message updates were unimportant, and most viewed them to be an extremely important piece of their stay at home away from home. Not only is each and every customer getting a photo or a video of their pet every day, but sometimes they are even showcased on Facebook, which gives customers that easy connection to their pet. With loyal and happy customers, like the ones that participated in this survey, it comes as no surprise that the vast majority of users would definitely, yes, recommend home away from home to their friends or family. A majority of new clients that come through their doors are referrals from clients, vets, or even pet stores that are local to the area. This brings power to the branded name of Home Away from Home as a reliable and safe business. One way we wanted to increase our brand recognition was through social media. Based on the chart on the left, you can see that nearly 40% of our audience isn't interacting with us on social media. There are multiple reasons why this may be the case, but the most notable would be that the customer simply doesn't have a social media account. But for those who do, we would want to convert them to following us on Facebook or Instagram for the best experience with Home Away from Home, even when your pet isn't there. To further showcase the happiness that Home Away from Home customers have, I have included a couple testimonials. These all speak out to the amenities, both from the animal and the owner, that Home Away from Home has and how important they are to the customer. We can't convey how grateful we are to be able to leave our babies somewhere and with someone we can completely trust. Being able to actually enjoy vacation and not being stressed out over whether or not our dogs are being cared for to the level that we care for them is priceless to us. Thank you, Home Away from Home, for living up to your name. Lori and her family do a great job with the dogs in her care. She is flexible and supportive of working dog parents, unlike most facilities who have lots of rules for pickup, drop-off, and sometimes a lack of attention. It is comforting to know our dog is taken care of during his stay at Home Away from Home. I love Home Away from Home, and my puppy loves to go there. It is clean and friendly. The communication is great, and when she's there, I receive pictures and videos. I have and will continue to recommend Home Away from Home. I am so comfortable leaving my dogs. My Beagle mix is temperamental and he loves Lori. I don't worry at all when I'm away. I prefer in-home boarding for my dog. It seems less traumatic and I feel better about leaving my pet while on vacation. I appreciate the individualized care my dog receives and experience the provider offers. We now know what makes our customers happy and how we can continue to earn happiness and loyalty. But how can we decide what the risk is for gaining new clients based upon more and more people being available to do in-home dog boarding? The best place to start is with a SWOT analysis. This judges the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, both internal and external, to Home Away from Home. First, we will start with our strengths and opportunities, since those are both positive for Home Away from Home. They offer additional pet insurance for the comfort of the client while staying with Home Away from Home. This also gives Home Away from Home the ability to have more dogs stay in the home overnight. Everyone likes to hear the words, no binding contracts, and that is what Home Away from Home offers. You don't need to sign your life away to give your pet the care that it needs while you are gone. So set up an appointment, and if you can't make it, that's no sweat. There are also no strict hours of operation, which means they won't close at 6 p.m. and leave you worrying about overage fees just because you have a 9-to-5 job. Last but not least, Home Away from Home has multiple amenities that the competition doesn't have. Unfortunately, the biggest threat to Home Away from Home is that the market is incredibly easy to penetrate. Websites like Rover.com, Care.com, and more have made it incredibly easy for you to make your own pet care business. This means that the competition can increase at any time. And the more popular that Home Away from Home gets means the less spaces there are for new incoming clients as time goes on. So the other competitors could be scooping up the clients that Home Away from Home doesn't have room to take in at the time. Now we are getting to the fun part. Crafting content and the strategy behind those posts was definitely the most fun piece of this project. It's such a top-level experience being able to take research and build out personas and intriguing yet incredibly adorable content. Every company has a mission statement, and Home Away from Home is no different. Ours is simple and to the point. Keeping your animals healthy, happy, and safe while you're away. Helping animals with or without homes lead the happiest life they can. Home Away from Home is a simple place where your family becomes ours, and we follow that ideal for each and every client. The goals of this campaign are simple, just like our business. We want to do what we've always been doing, but reach a bigger and better audience when doing so. We hope to reach an audience of pet lovers and pet advocates with fun, personalized, and authentic content. Our broad goals are consistent of showcase that a business can be fun, help animals in need get adopted, showcase the benefits of therapy pets, and showcase our loyal customer base and their cute pets. We all know that social media campaigns are about the cute dog photos and witty copy, but we also have to have goals behind those in order to judge the success of our content. We call those objectives and KPIs, or key performance indicators. Let's start with our basic objectives. Create awareness in the community about Home Away from Home's business and offerings. Spread knowledge regarding our involvement with animal welfare cases such as adoption and fostering. These are objectives because they are what we hope to gain by posting thoughtful and meaningful content. We quantify if we have met these goals by setting up KPIs as a measurement of success. By the end of our campaign, we hope to have increased the following pieces of social media by the following percentages based upon the starting points that were recorded for each social media network. The KPIs are as follows. Increase followers on Facebook and Instagram by 5 to 7%. Increase likes on Instagram by 10%. Increase likes on Facebook by 5 to 7%. Increase reach on Facebook by 5 to 7%. Since this campaign is mostly judged upon generating awareness based upon the clients that are pre-existing with Home Away from Home, we kept these KPIs relatively low. We want to see a slow, gradual increase that we can continue to build upon as time goes on. If the methods that we demonstrate in this campaign work, we will implement further strategy to help this campaign grow. Before I began creating personas and content for Home Away from Home, I tried thinking about the consumer and what they would want from a business standpoint. The types of questions they ask themselves when considering a pet sitter. According to the pet sitting industry forecast, there are 7 questions that a pet owner must ask themselves when they are considering a pet sitter. Does the pet sitter have the proper business license for your city, state, if required? Is the pet sitter insured and bonded? Can the pet sitter provide proof of clear criminal history? Does the pet sitter provide client references? Will the pet sitter use a pet sitting services agreement or contract? Is the pet sitter a certified professional pet sitter or CPPS? And or has he or she participated in pet care training, such as pet first aid? Is the pet sitter a member of a professional and educational association, such as Pet Sitters International? All of these questions could be checked off with home away from home, but it was the experience afterward that I was more concerned about. We fulfilled all 7 of these questions, but how do we keep the customer coming back? And how do we keep them feeling comfortable? The answer is social media. Through social media, we can continue to give them a reliable, personable, and genuine experience so they feel just as comfortable as their pet will at home away from home. From the questions that were answered on the last slide, we now are diving into personas. Personas are incredibly enjoyable to make because you're giving your audience a face, a job, needs, and wants. Each of these personas are similar, but have different wants and needs and hold different pieces of home away from home's social campaign and higher esteem than others. For instance, the first persona is the parent. Kids are hard to take care of, especially with animals in the house. Sometimes you just need a break from the pets to handle the kids. These people can be male or female, ages 25 to 35. Their social media of choice would be Instagram or Facebook. These new parents are flooding Facebook and Instagram with baby updates for the in-laws and keeping up with their friends on Instagram. We look to reach this persona with posts that show care and compassion towards animals. Secondly, we have the dog parent. Who needs a baby when your pet is your baby? You want to make sure that your fur baby has the best care that it can get since you're not around. These people can be male or female, ages 20 to 35. Their social media of choice would be Instagram. More than likely, these dog parents have an account solely for their fur baby. Image-based content is their cup of tea. We look to reach this persona with constant posting and complimenting of their pet. They want consistent engagement, and we are looking to give it to them. Last but certainly not least is our married to work persona. This person loves their job more than their family or friends, but wants to cuddle something at night. This person needs someone reliable to watch their pet in their absence. These people can be male or female, ages 30 to 45. Their social media of choice is Facebook, more than likely to check Facebook very quickly in order to keep up with friends and family without much effort. We look to reach this persona with quick, cute, and enjoyable content of their pet while they are away. While these 3 personas are what we consider our main audience, the best piece of our audience is that they are all people, all shapes, sizes, genders, religions, and races. If we have learned anything about pet sitting, it is that everyone needs someone to care for their pet sooner or later. So whether you're old, young, male, female, or anything in between, you are a part of our core demographic that we want to reach. The ways that we can help this campaign grow are through tactics and specific messaging. Our tactics are essentially the social media sites that we need to use in relation to our campaign to reach success. Our social media platform sites of choice will be Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is an important tool because a majority of the baby boomer generation exists in that space. Millennials are also high on that list of users in Instagram for Facebook. Instagram is just as important due to the fact that it is solely for photo sharing. This is where we hope to reach some of the younger audience. Now that we have identified the social media sites that would work best for this audience, we have to build out the type of messaging that each persona would respond best to on each platform. Our messaging for each persona will be similar, but slightly different, appealing to different pieces of each persona. Our parents need to know that we care about their animal almost as much as they care about their children. We will take good care of their pet so they can take a break and focus on their child or enjoy a vacation. You can count on updates from us to soothe your worries. Our dog parents need to know that we are just as crazy about their pets as they are. Home Away from Home is run by dog parents who just love being around other animals. Our posts will be cute, quirky, and sure to be inspiration for your future Instagram posts. Our married to their job persona need to know that we understand jobs are hard. We are flexible so that you can be flexible too. Plus, your pet will get all the fun time and activity it needs to be happy and healthy so that when you get home, they are ready to snuggle. With the help of all these tactics, messaging, and personas, we built out 1 to 2 posts per week on either Facebook or Instagram for May through July. And now the moment of truth is here. Content creation was a hit, and we launched just a little over 2 months of thoughtful and purposeful social media posts. I'm going to walk you through how those posts were created, what the thought process behind everything was, and how we adapted to the schedule based upon certain events, our KPIs, or any other outside factors. Let's get started with some overarching details on the calendars that were created. Each calendar was made with a basic outline of how things should be structured, but we mostly operated on the fly. We thought that this would be the best method of execution because not only did it allow us to monitor our KPIs more closely so we could adjust when necessary, but it allowed us to pick the most meaningful content and photos for each particular post. We tried to have just as many planned posts as we did have spontaneous posts. We used Facebook to schedule posts when deemed necessary. Instagram doesn't allow for any push scheduling, so everything that was posted on Instagram was planned out and consisted of an alarm process that notified us when to post. Authentic content is exactly what users on Instagram and Facebook want to see, especially in regards to pets. We work to post organically as often as possible. Oftentimes, the schedule would be changed to accommodate for lots of posting on one particular day or lack of posting on a different day. Working in the pet sitting industry, your surroundings are always changing, which means opportunities for posting pop up quickly. And if you don't adapt, then quality content will be left behind. Therefore, each month of content essentially had a different focus or theme, which we will walk through now. In regards to how we actually executed this content, we utilized Facebook Business Manager to schedule posts. Otherwise, we sent the posts out organically. Home Away from Home strictly posts organically but to experiment with best times, I moved forward with using Business Manager. As I said before, there are no scheduling agents for Instagram, so we did everything organically. While things were planned out and had specific dates to post, everything was posted organically. This made planning content around Instagram more of a stressful piece of the project because you had to remind yourself to be on top of it. Using a site like Hootsuite or Sprout Social would have been beneficial only for the purpose that it would send you a reminder to post at that date or time. I found that type of reminder to not be a good enough reason to utilize those sites in regards to Instagram. If this was a more widespread social media campaign, Hootsuite would have been my best friend throughout that organizational process. We often save photos to be used later, or Home Away from Home would post on their own on days that didn't interfere with our schedule. In early May, Home Away from Home began to foster a dog named Sadie. She was one of our focuses on social media as we attempted to show our socialization skills and find Sadie a forever home. The chart on the left-hand side showcases when posts were made throughout the entirety of the month. Out of those posts, 7 were posted on Facebook and 3 were posted on Instagram. Oftentimes, that content would be shared across Instagram to Facebook as well. Though most content for Facebook would not be shared to Instagram as well. If the content was posted on Instagram and Facebook, the copy or the image would change in order to better suit either social media network. Moving on to June, our focus was client posting as well as animal welfare. Towards the end of June, a rescue that works with Home Away from Home allowed us to foster a pregnant Chihuahua. This is the type of content that our users live for and the type of work that Home Away from Home loves to do. We extended our content calendar into July to accommodate for great content and great engagement. Our planned posts were showing good and increased engagement rates, but the vast majority of content that was pushed out during the month was organically coming from Home Away from Home. I did fear that maybe some of the content from our campaign was getting lost in the shuffle, and that is when I decided to extend our content through the month of July. I felt like we still had a lot of our audience to hit with our newest foster, and that I could capture our audience better than consistent updates would. From there, we sought to bring more thoughtful and organized content for the first weeks of July. That being said, from the 10 posts that were created for the month of June, 5 were posted on Facebook and 5 were posted on Instagram. As I mentioned before, I hadn't originally intended on extending content through the month of July, but with all the engagement we have received in regards to jingles, I felt like it was an opportunity that shouldn't be missed. July content consisted mainly of talk about Jingles, our newest foster. Our audience was on Puppy Watch, and we saw incredible levels of engagement on planned out posts and on posts occurring on the page by Home Away from Home themselves. We only did 5 posts on behalf of this campaign due to the sheer amount of updates that would come forth after the puppies were born. We had just 2 posts for Instagram and 3 for Facebook this month. You might be wondering why we decided to go with Instagram, a social media site that isn't necessarily scheduling friendly. Instagram is a powerful photo sharing platform, especially for animals. Lots of users have Instagram accounts solely for their pets. We kept our posting on Instagram low and to the point. While we believe Instagram is a valuable resource, we were prepared to adjust our posting schedule in order to get the best engagement from each platform. I believe that Instagram is the key to unlocking the true potential of this industry, since it's photo-based and animals are so photogenic. Using hashtags on Instagram is also a lot more useful and a lot more connecting than on Facebook. If you're interested in visiting the profile of Home Away from Home on Instagram, go ahead and click the image on the right. The reasons behind using Facebook are plentiful, but the ones that made the most sense for us work out this way. Facebook is an integral tool for businesses in 2017. It helps connect, maintain, and build new relationships. Oftentimes, we see businesses that have Facebook pages before they have domains or anything else of the sort. We use Facebook as a quick and less overwhelming way to view the day-to-day operations at Home Away from Home. Facebook is integrated as part of almost every person's life. You give it a quick browse when you have some downtime, and then return again later. Our Facebook pages show consistent updates on all pets that are staying with us at the time. You can also find the most reliable and connected information regarding our involvements with rescues and other animal welfare projects. Home Away from Home does their best to tag as many of the businesses they work with on Facebook, helping create a community. If you're interested in looking at the Facebook page for Home Away from Home, go ahead and click the image on the right. Our website is the least updated of all of our platforms. As I mentioned before, some businesses have Facebook pages before they have anything else, and the same goes for Home Away from Home. We use this website as a static location for our most introductory information. You can see prices, testimonials, and photos of our clients on the site. We do use this to track conversions and receive a lot of our SEO from this website. Overall, our website is just one of the many ways that you can find information on the business. It doesn't really require consistent updates, since we encourage all of our users to come visit us on social media. There is a pop-up when first visiting the page to visit us on Facebook. If you're interested in looking at the website for Home Away from Home, go ahead and click the image on the right. This is my least exciting slide, so I definitely apologize. We tried not to use Facebook advertising as we wanted to see our organic reach and engagement levels. Organic reach is very important to us because it helps us understand what part of our audience is dedicated to our brand and to viewing our posts. Unfortunately, paying for Facebook advertising has increased year over year, and the feasibility of reaching a large Facebook audience without paying for it is less than likely. This is one of the reasons why we kept our KPIs in regards to Facebook rather low, so that we wouldn't be discouraged about the organic reach we garnered. Facebook has made it harder than ever for a brand to get out their message due to their algorithm, but we made do. When starting a business that will heavily rely on the internet or social media, SEO, or search engine optimization, is something that you must consider. Your business is out of luck if you're on the third page of search results on Google. Thankfully for us, the SEO for Home Away from Home was already stellar. Due to the name of the business, simply Googling Home Away from Home puts our business very low on the page count. But when looking up Home Away from Home Bel Air, you will see lots of our options to connect. I set up new keywords using Wix.com, our website provider, in order to maintain our SEO levels. Those keywords were dog boarding, pet care, Bel Air, and in-home dog boarding. All words that you will find in the description of the business on Google when searching now. It's important to link those keywords to the description of your business, since that is where the connection is made, thus boosting your SEO. 5 of the 7 top hits are in regards to our business. Instagram is a little tricky in regards to SEO. I tried to find a way to boost the SEO on the web version of their Instagram page, but came up with nothing that really proved to work. Something we did try in order to gain that SEO was use those same keywords for website SEO as the hashtags, but the linkage didn't seem to make a difference in our experience. And here we go. Let's do a deep dive into some of the most important and key results of our campaign. I'm going to be showing you the best of the best content, show you a before and after comparison in accordance to our KPIs and our goals, and a bunch of other fun stats from our content execution journey. All of these analytics were taken from Facebook Business Manager or Insights, as well as Instagram Insights. Let's get started with Facebook. I mentioned before that we recorded what we called starting points at the beginning of the campaign. The starting points for Facebook consisted of the following. 653 people liked the Home Away from Home Facebook page. 619 of those people follow the page, which means that less people who like the page want to receive the consistent updates. This number isn't necessarily a bad thing because there are lots of updates being posted on the page, especially within the interest of puppies. But we hope to increase this number on its own, but also in correlation with the likes number. We want to make sure the gap between the two of them doesn't grow. Our last starting point would be the average post reach, and this is how many people our posts reach on average, and that is about 100 people, or 6.5%. The average reach for a brand to its audience is 1 to 2%, so we were very happy with this number. But let's move on to what you want to hear, the results. After nearly 3 months of posting, here are the results we saw on Facebook. Our page likes increased by over 5%, bringing that number up to 686 likes. It's also important to note that the number has continued to increase since the end of our campaign, up to 691 likes as of August 1st. Next, our follows increased in correlation with our likes, just below the 5% mark. The most exciting part of these metrics is our average post reach, which increased by 50%. We are now reaching an average of 150 people with each post, and that is definitely something to be excited about. Some of our posts, especially videos, are reaching upwards of 300 people, depending on the piece of content. That's some really exciting stuff. I would like to showcase the differences in posting when Home Away from Home originally posted and when our campaign took place. In the image on the left, you can see there is no caption, no location, and overall, the image is just kind of being placed on Facebook to be viewed. And we all get that. People like to look at dogs no matter the context, but context is important. Only 96 people were reached, which is just below our average reach, and this post only garnered 2 likes. When our campaign began, you can see the post on the right garnered a lot more attention. There is a caption that calls out the pet by name and has a quirky piece of copy to explain the situation. 'Cause let's be real, that photo is just a ball of fur and a bone. Nearly 300 people were reached in that post, 10 likes, and 1 comment. This is a type of engagement that we are hoping to continuously gain from our audience. I thought that it would be nice to do a best of for each network, since there are only 2 that we showcased for this campaign. The video you see on the right is by far our best post on Facebook, and I think that is primarily due to the fact that it was a video. Our analytics on Facebook led us to believe that video content performs the best overall on Facebook, so we tried to incorporate video as often as possible. The post on the right was one of the dogs that we were fostering at home away from home, and it was made in order to help find her a home, which we did. Less than 2 weeks after Sadie joined our family, we found her forever family. We reached 340 people, which is an all-time high, 132 views, and 7 likes, or reactions were gained. Now let's get started with Instagram. We'll follow suit with how I explained the Facebook analytics. Our starting points for Instagram were 170 followers and an average of 8 likes per post. At the end of the campaign, we saw lots of improvement. We had increased our follower counts by nearly 12% and increased our average likes per post by 50%. As you can see, our followers rose to 190 and our likes per post reached 20 on average now. This was exactly our hope for what type of engagement we wanted on Instagram. Concise and thoughtful posting should and did bring out a huge increase in engagement. Let's see those comparison posts so we can really enjoy our increase in engagement. On the left, you can see pretty much exactly what we saw with the old Facebook posts. No caption, no hashtags, and that only gained 9 likes. The post on the right was thoughtful, quirky, and relevant. Therefore, it gained 17 likes and 1 comment, which is nearly double what the other post had. You see that with thoughtful posting, you really will get the engagement that you desire. This brings us to the best of Instagram, and boy oh boy was it the best post. Pictured is our foster dog Jingles after giving birth to 5 healthy puppies. We mentioned in our caption that the best place for updates was on our Facebook so that our users would know to look us up on there as well. This post had 32 likes, which is an all-time high for home away from home. This post really got people excited and really got us excited in regards to engagement. My thoughts. Well, you may think that you've listened to my thoughts this entire presentation, but now I will really break things down for you. I'm going to give Home Away from Home some official advice on how to proceed and whether I think they should maintain or continue to improve upon the plan that is already in place. Here is some of my advice for Home Away from Home. Post meaningful content and be authentic. Your users are loving the video content and they want to see more of it. Make sure to use captions, use locations, call out animals by their name. Tag their owners so they are potentially sharing on your behalf to increase your engagement. Studies show that people love animals, and studies show that animals have a huge placeholder on social media. So just make sure that your content is always in the mix, and you will get the engagement that you are hoping for. Social media has been on a constant rise, and so will your brand. There are good ways for you to maintain these levels of engagement, but there are also ways to improve them. Home Away from Home already has a great schedule of posting in place. In order for them to maintain and possibly improve upon their KPIs, I would continue to utilize hashtags on Instagram and post more video content on Facebook. Those are the two most important takeaways that I have from this campaign, without a doubt. Most of those takeaways are already in place with Home Away from Home, but continuing the standards of hashtags and videos, there is nowhere to go but up. Wow, I really can't believe we've made it to the very end. I can't thank any of you enough for listening to this presentation and going on this journey with me throughout our social media campaign. I have some final thoughts that I would like to use as our conclusion, so enjoy. Overall, Home Away from Home exceeded my expectations with this campaign. But their metrics should do the talking for them. I didn't quite meet some of the goals that were in place in regards to engagement, but I got Home Away from Home moving in that direction. That incorrect field of dreams saying, if you build it, they will come, is oftentimes true, and it definitely is in this case. This campaign is just the start of something bigger and better for Home Away from Home. This isn't the end, but just merely the beginning. Home Away from Home is starting to build an audience, and if you are reaching a certain amount of people, then eventually the engagement you seek will come. Again, my name is Madeline McDowell, and thank you for listening to my presentation.